A very happy Boxing Day to you guys. It's Brian with BG Model Workshop, and I thought since it's Boxing Day, maybe we should share some stuff that's in boxes. We'll start off here in just a second, but first of all, I just want to say that Santa was not very good to us. The only thing he left us was a note about litigation, something to do with food poisoning. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I thought everything was just fine. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for the cops to show up, let's go over a few things that we got not only on our trip but for Christmas. So starting off with a stop at our favorite toy store in Berkeley, California called Toy Go Round. They had some vintage airplane kits, and they had many more kits than I felt like buying, but these were some really cool looking kits, and this one really caught my eye with the blue and yellow paint job. It's a Fairchild M62/PT-19A, so I presume it's a trainer because it's got the PT on there. And yeah, it's the 1/72nd scale. This is from the Czech Republic, but we did go through here recently, I think the other day. The instructions look photocopied, but I mean, that's neither here nor there. But great looking decals, and it's all on the sprue, plus a little bit of photo etch too, so that's kind of fun. And we got this one for just $10 at our favorite little shop. So I thought, you know, a little slump buster of a kit might be kind of a fun build to do, and we're looking forward to doing this one here in 2020. I'm hoping maybe just a few days worth of work on that one, and we'll have something cute to put on the shelf. And since I said it already, I've probably jinxed myself, and it's going to be a 6-month process. But what I really got excited about at that shop was this guy here. This is an Airfix, and it's a 72 scale B25 Mitchell. And again, it's just $10.50 for this guy here. And it was sealed when we got it, so we weren't sure what we were getting into when we bought it. But I'll throw the dice on $10, no problem at all. And it is a very vintage looking kit. I thought it was awesome. It's got some staining and stuff on the side there. So when we get this kit built, we're still going to keep the box because it's so cool. It's just going to look cool on the shelf. But we did open it up, and everything's in the bags, so that's really sweet. It does have this really awesome looking transparent stand. I thought that was pretty slick too. The decals are toast, so that's no big deal. I mean, we can get decals easy peasy, no problem at all. And there's a Airfix sign-up sheet in here. I thought that was kind of cool. But I was thinking about opening this up and going through the parts to see if there's anything in here that has a date stamp on it, so we could probably get an idea of what vintage this kit's supposed to be. But there's nothing on the box, of course. That's cool. I don't mind. It's just it really caught my eye. And no, we didn't pay $275 for it. I wish we had. But again, a vintage Airfix kit, yeah, sure, sign me up, man. I've heard good things about that kind of stuff, so I'm excited to get into that. After we went to Berkeley, we had popped down to San Leandro because there was a hobby shop down there that I had heard about on over Facebook, and which is really weird because I grew up in an area that was just south of San Leandro. Never heard of the shop before, ever, and it did come up on some of my hobby shop searches when we would go back to visit. We just never had time to go through there, but since we were in the area, we decided to stop in. And we're poking around. They had really great car selections. They had RC boats, RC cars, model railroad, you name it, they had it, and even rocket motors and stuff like that. And the guy that owns the shop is very, very knowledgeable in everything he sells, so that was really cool. He even had photo etch engine accessories and stuff like that for scale model cars, which seems to be more of a rarity nowadays when it comes to hobby shops. But I've been in the mood for getting one of these guys, and Lindy actually found this one on the shelf for us, so I was like, yes, okay, cool, you know. And I wanted this edition with the Slimer figure in there because it is kind of a cute little guy. But what I had noticed is that they seem to have expanded the decal set to have all the danger stickers and everything. I don't recall us having that in the past, so that's really cool that they did that. And the Slimer figure is just here. Here we go. He's already pre-painted and everything. Look at that. Looks great. I love it. So I was excited about that. I like the slime effect on the box and everything. That's really cool. But I'm hoping to build this guy and do, I don't know so much about the sound, but definitely the lights. I want to do the flashing strobes and stuff like that on this. And I know there's all kinds of wiring kits out there and all that kind of stuff for this type of thing. But yeah, I can't wait to have a go with this one and build it the way it's supposed to be, especially since the next movie should be coming out this next summer. So, while I was poking around a little bit, I still had a little bit of money left in my buying budget, and I found this awesome little 1/24 scale The Robot from Lost in Space, the TV series, the original series. We do love the actual new series. It's on Netflix. We've been really enjoying that. And we binged about 3 episodes last night before going to bed. But I was really excited to see this kit because I did not know they had a 1/24 scale B9 robot. So this is going to be a lot of fun to build. This is the instructions right here. This is, you get what you see here, folks. It is a Mobius kit, and I did find that there is a Paragraphics detail up kit for this, a photo etch, I believe it was, with some decals. But this is such a tiny little guy, I don't think we need to do any of that kind of fancy stuff on this. This is just going to be a lot of fun as it is. So I'm looking forward to doing this one. I talked to a member of the community that was familiar with this kit. He says it's a fun little build, and it's really easy to detail it, and I'm looking forward to that. And then on Christmas Day, Miss Lindy, oh boy, how much we love Miss Lindy. She got us this guy here. Look at that, the Mitsubishi Colt Gallant GTO MR. I'm not quite sure what MR stands for, but the MR 1971 edition, and this is also from the Historic Cars series. This is number 28. I do have a few other historic cars from the series in my stash, so I was excited to have this as part of the collection. But I went through this kit yesterday after opening up on Christmas Day, and I'm very excited about this kit. Awesome decal set that's got a couple different colors for the racing stripes there, and then it also even has wood grain detail for the interior bits, along with a decal for the heating lines on the back window. I thought that was a really cool touch. So this is going to get moved up to the top of the build list for the next year for cars, and I'm looking forward to. I can't wait for that stupid ball to drop on New Year's Eve so I can get started on my next year's build list that I have created already. And finally, this guy, he was under the tree as well. But there was an issue with this kit because this is the kit that ruined Christmas. Lindy had ordered this for me. She knew I wanted this kit. She ordered it on the Amazon because, you know, that river has everything. So she ordered it on the Amazon, and it had to be a pre-order situation. So she wasn't sure when it was supposed to be coming and stuff. She was supposed to get an alert when it shipped, but it shipped 3 weeks ahead of schedule. It wasn't supposed to be here before Christmas, but it got here 3 weeks ahead of schedule. I thought it was supposed to be some of the special medication she has to take for her migraines and stuff showing up in the mail. And I thought it was supposed to be the stuff that's refrigerated. So I ripped into this to find that it's actually a model kit for me for Christmas. And I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, crap. So yeah, I ruined the surprise for myself by accident, but I did it for a good reason and a good cause. I was doing it because I thought I was being proactive about stuff, and actually I was a little too proactive. But yeah, I left it on the counter for her when she came home from work. She saw it, and I told her the story, and she just laughed herself silly. She thought it was the funniest thing. But hey, did you guys know this is a new mold? It's all new right there, all new tooling. That's right. Mr. James Duff was telling us all about how this is all new. So if you guys don't know that, it's all new. We've gone through the kit already. It is a beautiful molded thing. I know there's a couple of guys out there who have already done open box reviews on it, and they are not wrong when they talk about how good it is. So I can't wait to get started on this because they have a special idea in store for it. And we'll get more into that when we get into the actual build of it. But I was just wondering why this guy just doesn't look so happy, because I know if I was driving a Range Rover of this vintage, I'd sure be happy. So, I don't know, you know, maybe he's on a secret mission or something. Anyway, that's kind of what we got going on here at the workshop. We're waiting for some cousins to show up from out of town, and we can't wait to see them and spend time with them this weekend and everything. So we're probably not going to do much benching for the rest of the year. We'll get back to you guys with some buddy builds that we have planned to do, and also I got double dog dared by Mr. Harry Styrene to build this guy out of my stash this coming year. I can't deny a double dog dare. that's you know, the breach of etiquette would be unheard of. So he double dog dared me to do a military kit this year, and I asked him what the criterion was. He said nothing with wheels, and I was like, okay. He goes, well, it could have 3 wheels or it could have 6 wheels, but it can't have 4 wheels. I was like, okay, cool. What about aircraft? He says, well, helicopters will work. I was like, cool, because I got this guy, and I want to build it, and I've been wanting to build it. I've had it in my stash for 20 years. This was the kit that started the stash, and since we're running a little long on time right now, we'll just leave you with that teaser, and we'll get more into this a little bit later on. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you a little bit later on, and enjoy some family and some bench time if you can this weekend. Bye now.